Hey guys, welcome to another video, and this time it's about the brand new Ford Bronco. So essentially the Bronco is making, I was gonna say it's making its debut, but it's been around a while and it's just been gone for like the past several decades at this point. But essentially Ford decided to bring it back, and so I'm gonna talk all about it. I'm gonna show you guys pictures and videos and all of that good stuff. If you guys are new here, please subscribe because it legitimately keeps me going, and we're definitely growing at a pretty decent pace, to be honest. So maybe I might hit my goal of 1,000 subs by the end of the year. We'll see. I mean, I'm not really putting too much emphasis on that. However, if you do enjoy my content, definitely subscribe and like this video. And yeah, if you're returning, then thank you guys for watching my content, obviously. Without further ado, let's start up the video. So for starters, we know that we're going to be getting 3 different Jeep Wranglers, 3 different Ford Broncos. So the first one's going to be the 2-door, and then you get the 4-door, and then you get the Sport Edition. We do know for the 2-door and for the 4-door, you can take the seats out. Just take the seats out and stand while you drive. I mean, you could take the doors off and the roof off, similar to the Jeep Wrangler. And I'm going to make a few more comparisons throughout this video because it seems like they're probably going to be competitors. Price-wise for this car, you're going to be paying around about $30,000, probably upwards of that, depending on what you get, depending on the modifications and all the little additions that you get to your vehicle. And of course, that price is also going to depend on which engine you choose. So you have 2 options for engines. You have a 2.3 4-cylinder engine that's turbocharged, and you have twin turbos for a V6 that is a 2.7 liter engine. So of course you have your different options. My guess is that for the Sport Edition, it's probably just gonna be the 2.7 liter 6-cylinder twin turbo, whereas for the 2-door and for the 4-door Broncos, you're probably gonna have an option between the lesser powerful 4-cylinder and the more powerful 6-cylinder. In addition to that, based off what I'm looking at, it seems like you're also going to have the option to get a stick shift vehicle, which is kind of cool. I mean, especially in 2020, it's like the cool thing to drive a stick shift car, but I feel like it just makes for a funner drive. I mean, I'm not going to get into exactly why stick shifts are more fun, but I feel like for those who drive it, you know what's up. And I actually misspoke earlier in this video and brought up the Jeep Wrangler, and that was because I was thinking about the 392, which funnily enough actually came out. They teased it today. It's more of a concept vehicle, but they teased that they're going to be coming out with a 392 Jeep Wrangler. It's going to have a 6.4 liter Hemi V8 engine, so it's just like insane power. And I would like to think that it's the same engine that's used for the Dodge Challengers and Dodge Chargers. I probably have to do a little bit more research on it, but I believe that that's the case. So I feel like you can definitely see that Jeep is kind of trying to take the shine away from Ford. But then again, this is something that car companies do all the time. They always try to undercut or overshadow other car companies just to take the shine away from them. It's pretty interesting because Jeep, with their Wrangler line, they really haven't made too many V8 engine vehicles. So the fact that they're doing it now when Ford, on the other hand, is coming out with a lot less powered vehicles is pretty interesting because, I mean, the fact that Jeep is coming out with a 6.4 liter like crazy Hemi V8 engine, like this super powerful car, I can only imagine that it's going to be so much more expensive than a Ford Bronco. So, I mean, at least starting off, you're probably more likely to want to get a Bronco because it's cheaper. But my guess is probably within the next few years, you're probably going to get a V8 Ford Bronco to rival the Jeep Wrangler. As far as price, we're expecting the $30,000 range, and it's probably going to go up from there. So again, starting at $30,000. Again, with all the different options that you get, you're probably going to have to pay, if I were to guess, you'll probably get close to the $40,000 range. However, even though you're paying for a somewhat gas-guzzling vehicle, they do have hybrid options that are going to be coming out either now or possibly in the future. Again, I made this video before the official release of the Ford Bronco because I can't film this later on. So of course I'm going to put in pictures and videos and all that good stuff within this video from the unveiling, but it's sort of like me going off of all the concrete information that I have right now that could change literally within the next like 8 hours or so. One thing I found pretty funny about the whole release of this vehicle is the fact that initially it was supposed to come out on July 9th, which is O.J. Simpson's birthday. And I feel like somebody was not doing their job well, you know. I mean, then again, I feel like it's a sort of thing where you can't really know when someone's birthday is unless you know when someone's birthday is. So it could have just been an honest mistake, or having been someone who's worked at a car company before, it could be intentional, and it could just be a way for them to get more eyes on their vehicle, where they like release it on a certain date where it's like somewhat controversial, and then they're like, oh, just kidding guys, we're gonna actually release it on the 13th. My guess is they always wanted to release it on the 13th, and it just so happens that it was set to release on July 9th, which is O.J. Simpson's birthday. So these are some shots of the Ford Bronco. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think it's a pretty nice looking car. I think it's gonna compete pretty neck and neck with the Jeep Wrangler. I mean, of course, with the lower level Jeep Wrangler, it's not the crazy 392 with the Hemi engine and all that. But either way, I'm kind of excited to see how this turns out. So that's that for this video, guys. Let me know what you think about the new Ford Bronco. I keep wanting to say Jeep Wrangler. I do not know why. But let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, definitely share, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. So I'm adding a bit of a reaction to this car because the earlier part of this video, and I may have stated it, but I don't quite remember, but in the earlier part of this video, I just looked at like pictures of the car, like concept pictures before the official unveiling. So I never really got a chance to react to the car as it is being unveiled or after its unveiling, where I get to see different angles of the cars, the interior, and all of that. So I'm gonna take this time to go ahead and sort of break down what I think of each of the vehicles and like which one's my favorite, which one I don't like as much as the others, and why I like one over the other, and all of that good stuff. So I guess I'm gonna start off with the two-door Bronco, which, I mean, right off the bat is probably my favorite one. I just like the shape of it. It reminds me, I mean, of course it reminds me a lot of the two-door Jeep Wrangler, but in the way it's just better. And it also starts at 29,000. So I did say earlier in the video that it was gonna be starting at 30,000 and going up from there. So, I mean, 29,995 or something is where the two-door Bronco starts, which is actually a pretty solid deal. And then of course it builds up from there. In addition to that, the two-door Bronco also comes in stick shift, which is a pretty cool feature. I'm not quite sure if the four-door and if the sport version come in stick shift. But if they do, I'm gonna be posting pictures all through this video, so you'll see it anyway. So we're gonna move on to the four-door next. And I would say that's probably my second favorite one, mainly because it looks like the two-door, but it's just longer and bigger. And I feel like I personally like smaller vehicles, which is why I prefer the two-door. However, the four-door doesn't look that bad. I don't love the grille on the front that's like this metallic, like silver color, compared to the two-door Bronco, which has like more of a black. I think it's a matte black. I can't quite tell what kind of texture it is. However, I still do have to say that I'm a pretty big fan of the four-door. And the interior for both the two-door and the four-door are probably my favorite interiors out of all the three different kinds of Broncos. Because of course the two-door kind of mirrors the four-door. And for the most part, it's pretty minimal. You have your screen in the center, you have your stick shift and a few buttons along the center console. But I mean, there's not too much that takes away from the driving experience. And in addition to that, I feel like the fact that you can take off the seats, I keep saying that, you cannot take off the seats, but you can take out the doors and the roof. The fact that you can take out the doors and the roof makes it kind of cool. It's like a cool car to take on a beach trip, or of course to go mudding, I think that's what you call it. Is it mudding, off-roading with? But I mean, again, off-roading isn't my favorite thing. I've done it once or twice and I was freaked out because, I mean, so I did it with my buddy's car, and his car like almost like sunk, and I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna die. But we didn't. I'm here. Or am I? And last but not least, the sport version, which I mean I still think is kind of cool. It's not as cool as the other two in my opinion. However, I think it's still a pretty nice looking car. The interior I would say is not my favorite compared to the other two, but overall I mean Ford have done a pretty good job. I can really see this taking the limelight off of the Jeep Wranglers for a while. So let me know what you guys think about these cars in the comments below. Which one of the three is your favorite? Why do you like ones over the other? Well, let me know all of that in the comments below. That's been that for this video. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.